As some of you know, I went to Japan as an exchange student, and there you need some applications to survive and to literally survive. So one of that recommendation will be about surviving too, but I have 4 other applications, or in general 5 applications that I used in Japan that I really used mostly on a daily basis, I think. And I will also put a bonus application at the end because I think this will be really useful for many of you. And you can also use these applications mostly on iPhone and on Android. I use them on Android, but I also searched you can use them also on iPhone. So don't worry. But before we start, who am I? My name is called Hiramiki Insight, at least on my social media channels. And with this channel, I don't just want to teach you about Japan or Japanese. I want to help you interact, connect, and achieve. And this time, I want to give you some applications to help you to interact with Japan or Japanese people, or to make it easier for you to interact. Because when you go to Japan for traveling, you want some more seamless travel. You don't want to be always struggling about which words to find, how to talk to people, how to navigate Japan. You want to enjoy your vacation that you spend so much money on, right? So that's why we will talk about applications that will make your life much easier in Japan. And the first thing is called Navy Time. I will also put the applications in the description. I'm also not sponsored. I'm not big enough for this. But I just found them pretty helpful. And Navitem is basically similar to Google Maps. And now you will say something like, Victor, why are you not using Google Maps? And I can give you a really, really simple answer to an actually really simple problem. The timestamps inside Google Maps for the trains and the buses are just incorrect. Like, I was living at Chiba, which is really close to Tokyo, and I was driving to Tokyo many times, and I can tell you, and it's just half a year ago that this happened, that really every third time that I searched something in Google Maps, they just gave me the wrong connection. So either the timing was wrong, or the train was driving somewhere else. You can imagine that for any application like Google Maps will of course not always have the timings right. Um, when it comes to find the right bus or the right train. So that's why I will recommend you Navitam. And what is really good with this is that first, the connections are accurate. Second, it also shows you the price really accurate. And third, it also shows you the nearest stations that you can take from where you go. So it's basically what Google Maps is doing, but it is doing it a bit better, and it's also native approved because all my Japanese friends are using this application for daily commute. So that's why I also can recommend it to you. The next one is called Line, and it's not this line, it's this line. And Line is basically, even has a similar color, it's basically WhatsApp, but for Japan. Because what I recognized when I was in Japan is that not many people in Japan actually use WhatsApp. If they have some connection to foreign friends, or maybe if they're pretty social, I guess, then they will use WhatsApp, but usually they will use Line. And it's a messenger that you can use to get Japanese friends on a messenger application. And I would highly recommend you to use it if you want to share your contact information with some Japanese people. It's also really easy to use, and the thing that I like the most with Line is actually the stickers there. So let me show you like my most favorite sticker. So I'll put like a picture here or there, or just random stickers will pop up because I think it's too hard to show like my Line account. But anyway, look at these cute stickers. You have like stickers for the everyday situations, or you have this sticker or this one or this one. I don't actually know which one will pop up, or this one, or maybe this one and this one. Okay, yeah, you got it. It's like a really fun application to use. The next one. And if you heard the beginning, then I told you about an application that literally saved my life, kind of, or that can save your life, and it's called Nerf. There are many applications in Japan that are used for disasters like tsunamis or earthquakes and so on. But Nerf is actually a pretty solid app. And also it's in English, and it helps you to show you about earthquakes. It shows you where the earthquake will pop up. It shows you where the earthquake will pop up, how strong the earthquake is, and you even can see like a live circle of the earthquake like coming. So this was really funny. I had that notification on my phone like, oh, earthquake, 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 and I was like, okay, I take a look. And I was looking at the map, and then I could literally see like the map, the disaster coming towards me. I was like, okay, I'm here, and it's like going like this, like this, like this. And then 20 seconds later, the earthquake hit like my house. This was not that much fun, but the part before the earthquake hits, after it started, was kind of fun by looking at the map actually. And you can also get some other relevant information. For example, in Japan, you have heavy rains too. So when there's some flooding risk, for example, it will also tell you about it. And I think you can also see like the rain clouds moving and stuff like this. But I mean, that's, yeah, you can do it if you like. Another one, if you watched my videos, then you will know about Wise. And basically, Wise is a credit card company that I would recommend to you if you didn't already watch about essentials that you need when going to Japan, not applications, but really essentials, then take a look at this video. There I will also talk more in depth about Wise. But Wise in general is really, really good application because you can see the course of the yen in comparison to another currency. In my case, it was euro. In your case, maybe it's dollar or something else. And then you can, for example, say, okay, lately it was like between 150 yen for 1 euro and 170 yen. Please turn those 100 euros that you can transfer instantly most of the time, and you have many ways of transferring the money there. Please, when the 1 euro is 166 yen, then turn it into yen. And also you can pay nearly everywhere. You can use a digital card and so on. And this was really an application that I use daily, so I put it inside this video. Now we come to the more fun part of this, and I think it's more important for travelers in Japan. There are two applications that I used not really daily, but really, really often, and they're called Yamap and Hotspring. I think it's actually just called Hotspring. I don't know, like everyone is talking Japanese on that application, but it's called Hotspring. And Yamap is for hiking. I got it recommended from a Japanese friend that goes hiking very often. And there you have like many fun hiking routes that you can do, and it gives you like much information. I don't know if you have it like in America too, but in Germany there's an app called Komoot. It's kind of like this version, but for Japan. And another one is the Hot Spring app, because this one is shows you every hot spring around, and many hot springs you cannot find through Google Maps, for example. I will give you a story for this later too. And there you can also see the rating, how this hot spring looks, what benefits it has, and so on and so on and so on. And come back to the Google Maps topic. Um, like I was visiting many onsen in my region, and I was going there one time a week actually. And when I was at the onsen, then I sometimes went outside and breathed some fresh air. And then it happened that I was meeting some like Japanese oji-san, and we just had some small talk. And he recommended me an onsen where you can see Tokyo. So you go inside this onsen and you see the night skyline of Tokyo, and you can see the sky tree. And talked to him, and I was like, I searched for heavy onsen like in this radius, but I never found about this one. Why? And he said, yeah, just take a look here, and there you go. And I searched on Google Maps, but I couldn't find it. So if you take the app Hotspring, for example, then you will find it for sure. And it is just a more, let's say, in-depth database. And now we come to the last bonus application that I would recommend you, and it's called Hado Ofu. Hado, Hado, Hado Ofu. Something like this. If you translate it to English, it's called Hard Off. And basically, it's like an eBay, but also like in person. So you can go there and you can find some like used things, like games, laptops, graphic cards, anime figures, books, like really everything. Hard Off in this case is for like digital things. I bought much camera stuff there, for example. And yeah, it's a really nice place. So I always watched on the application, is there something that is like cheap right now? Because I think in Japan, like everything that is related to digital things is really easy to buy in Japan, or really much more cheaper. And another thing is that usually the quality is pretty good. So for example, for doing YouTube, I needed a laptop, but I didn't have enough money. So, but I needed a laptop that is good enough to cut videos for you, for example. And usually, if I get a laptop like this, I will pay like 1,000 to 1,200 euros, and that is like way too much. And then I was looking around at Mercari, and then I was looking around at Hardov, and I found the Lenovo Legion something something, and it was sold used for 220 euros. And at that time when I watched it in Europe, it was like 600, 700 euros. So imagine the thing that I could have bought in Germany for like 700, 800 euros used, I found it at Japan for 200 euros or like 240 euros. And I'm using this laptop on a daily basis. Like this laptop is running every day for like 16 to 18 hours because usually it's always doing something like cutting videos or sometimes I even play games on it. So it's like, I don't know why it's still not dead. Like it's hustling. So yeah, that's what I can recommend to you. If you have some different applications, write them down in the comments. If you want to have some other information about traveling to Japan, you can also take a look at my blog that I have on my website where I share some interesting topics. Leave a like, leave a subscribe so this channel keeps growing and other people can benefit from the information that I share. And as always, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Mata konai.